Could it go?
Yeah, I've just done my hair.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Shultz Belter podcast.
You got it right, well done, mate.
Got it right this week. Don't put me on smoke like that. We're only 20 seconds in or something. Not even that. Now, the first topic this week, we're going to jump straight into something. And something that I found over the past 3 days. And I want to get your thoughts and opinions on this.
Right, okay.
Right? It's funny I mentioned thoughts. 'Cause it's the thoughts you have when you've got time to think. When you're all alone.
Thoughts. I don't like them thoughts.
When you're alone.
Right.
But more daydreaming.
Right.
I don't want to go too deep just yet. I don't want to go too deep just yet. But obviously, start a new job, which is an hour and a half commute there, hour and a half commute back.
It's a lot of time to think.
It's a lot of time to think.
It's a lot of time.
Probably too much time to think, if I'm completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Are you a big thinker the other day when you got time to think?
Yes, I think so.
Another question.
Yeah.
Do you have to think?
No.
You don't?
Nah.
You lucky man.
I can not think at the wrong time, but I can't not think at the right time. Like going to sleep on a night time.
You've got to have something to think about.
I've got to think about something. But when I'm in work during the day, I'm like low power mode. Sometimes I've served 3 people, and then I'll come round and I'll be like, hold on, have I just... There's extra money here? What have I done this? At work, I can zone out totally, and I can autopilot.
Is that because there's sort of background noise and surroundings?
Yeah. On a night time, I can't tune out. I've got to have
something.
I couldn't just sit in an empty room.
The things just go round and round. Look at who's unprofessional putting the phone on mute.
Not me, mate.
The things just go round and round in your head.
Yeah. See, but right, am I weird or do you get this right? So like, if you had like a song stuck in your head, but it's like a song that you only half know, so you only know the chorus. So you'll just sing the chorus and sing the chorus and sing the chorus and sing the chorus. I have to listen to that song before I can stop singing it.
Eh?
Honestly, I do. If like, you know, like when you get a song stuck in your head.
Yeah.
If I listen to it once, like, if I put my earphones in and actually listen to the song, I can stop singing it.
Well, that would make me 10 times worse. So I know a bit more of the song to sing.
Nah. If I'm sitting on a night time and I've got a song ticking over in my head, I have to listen to it. Or maybe I've just discovered a way to get rid of it. Potentially. Maybe
I might have to give this a go.
Maybe I'm ahead of the curve and I'm not weird. I'm going to go with that one.
Just be like that. Right. This is the weird Amarillo, let's go again.
But if I already know like 5 or 6 words for a song.
So is that only if you know part of the song?
Yeah.
So if Sweet Caroline stuck in your head.
Oh, mate.
It's stuck in your head forever.
Yeah.
Until the next song comes in your head. Good times never seem so good.
Wow.
Just let you into that little secret there. A voice of
some chords on them.
You know. But anyway,
as you were saying, yeah.
Back to the subject matter. So like I say, I've been having a sort of an hour and a half commute, and some of the stuff that I've started thinking about, it's slightly unnerving.
Why?
I'll be driving down to Leeds, tottering along. It's mainly the first couple of days because today, pop me headphones in, put YouTube on, job was a good one. But the first 2 days where
obviously listening, not watching.
I never said watching. And anyhow, travelling down. I'm thinking like the strangest possible things. Like, I wonder what Morocco's like. I wonder what living in Marrakesh is like.
I mean, they're not bad thoughts, to be fair.
Genuine thought. Going down the motorway. Wonder what it's like living in Marrakesh.
See, but they're quite good thoughts because.
No, because then I spent the next 20 minutes of myself thinking, what do I know about Marrakesh? And in my head, I've got people like walking the streets with monkeys and
with them little red fezzes.
Stuff like that, and I'm thinking, oh fucking god, that's how it is.
I think it's a fez.
The little fez thing.
The little red hat with the little...
That's what I've got in my head of Morocco.
dangly bit, aye.
And I'm thinking, pretty cool to go to Morocco, isn't it? Like Morocco. So when I got to work, I mentioned, I was like, on the way down here, I've been on about, or thinking about Morocco. Like, anyone beat Morocco? Lad puts his hand up, I beat Morocco. I says, monkeys and feathers. It feels like there's a joke coming here, but there's not. It's a genuine story, this, anyhow. So he's like, I beat Morocco.
Yeah.
And he says there's a place called the Shultz or something, which is like a market in Marrakesh.
Right.
And say once you get in, you don't get out. You've got to pay people for directions to get out. Because it's just like little back street things, and it's all covered over. And literally you get lost, because there's no shop names, nothing.
That's my worst nightmare.
And
Not being lost, having to pay.
He was and he was showing us like pictures and that when he was actually there. So he was a legit storyteller. He says this bloke's just in the middle of this market. I say market. It's like, imagine, I don't know how to describe it.
In my head, I've got like sandy walls down either side and like little market hoods.
Kind of that, and it's like a narrow little path type thing. It's the one sandy hoods of buildings though, but like
that's
lots of them.
hoods.
And he said that,
sandy,
and it's like, but it's like covered over. I don't know if it's a roof. I don't know what. I was seeing pictures. I wasn't there. I don't know what the whole thing was, but he was saying that basically that when he was there, and he's walking through all this, and there's like herbs and spices. There's schneids which are really good, and all this. He says he randomly just bumped into a guy in a full tux. Moroccan bloke, just full tux. Do you want to go in the bar? So he's like, that stuff, I'm dying for a pint. I can't find you a fucking way out of here. Everyone wants money to show us the way out. However, says to his missus at the time, well, we'll go for a pint. So he says he walks in this bar, he shows us the pictures. Bearing in mind, like I said, it's kind of like dusty little, like a shanty town type vibe.
Aye.
And then he says he walks through this door, turns right, down some stairs, and there's this like botanic garden. And showed us the pictures of it. It looks fucking fabulous in the middle of this dusty old fucking thing. Private tables beside. There's a swimming pool in there, all sorts. And I was just like, this is so weird that I had this thought about Morocco on the way down. Just mentioned it out the blue, and he starts telling us a story about there is monkeys on. They take monkeys for walks. No fezzes.
Why? Because they'll be in your pocket.
Apparently, they hate taking pictures.
They hate taking pictures.
They hate you taking pictures of anything over there.
Oh, right.
And he was saying that. So he stayed just out of Marrakesh, literally just, and he was saying that him and his missus at the time, who he said was fucking gorgeous and this, that, and the other, and obviously, how do I say this without offending people? But
you've seen pictures and she's a rotter.
No. Like, how do I word this? No. I'm not trying to think about. I'm trying to think about like when you go on holiday. Sometimes they're a little bit sort of seedy.
All right.
Like
yes.
the blokes are very kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Over the top,
like
flirtatious.
Yes, stroke kind of rapists. So
yes.
He was saying that in this taxi, in this whatever it was, Citroen Saxo, for example. Don't know why that's the first thing that came to my head. It says they're going around this roundabout, and this other taxi pulls up beside them and they start speaking in Moroccan.
Oh, that would.
And he was just kind of like. Gets off the roundabout, pulls up beside each other. You've got to get in that taxi now. He's like, no, I'm fucking not. You're taking us to my hotel, or I'll walk. It's about a mile that way. And apparently the taxi driver gets out, speaks to the other bloke. So he says he's fucking... By this time, his lass is petrified. He's like a fucking scene taken. I
was going to say...
I know what happens with this story.
Good luck.
So he says he fucking jumps out, speaks to them both, and he's fucking... Speaking to them, and then they stop. Fucking... No, you must do this. So he says he fucking grabs a pair of them. He says, I don't care what you do, take us to me fucking hotel, right? I'm fucking trusting you. So he says to jump in this other taxi. And sure enough, took him straight to the hotel, nicest part. I say, I told you. He later found out that apparently, once it gets to a certain part outside of Marrakesh, the bigger taxis have got to take you, because that's the only way they make money. Because the big taxis don't fit around Marrakesh city centre, so the little taxis bob round till they get to a point.
Oh, right, and they just deliver them at the outskirts, and the big taxis take
them.
over.
But at the time I was like, I would have been the same. No. I mean, like, I'm not getting out of the taxi. I'll walk.
I wouldn't have even stayed in the same taxi. I would have walked.
100%
I would have walked.
But
that's my worst nightmare. That.
I just couldn't imagine it. He says it, obviously the last time he was with was fucking petrified, which true enough, you fucking would be. I would
That's
be
what
petrified.
puts me off going to certain places.
But he said Marrakesh is a place you've got to go to believe it. He says you're walking down the street and it's just like a guy with a flute. And next thing you know, there's this fucking snake come dancing up. I was like, I'll be no good.
Nah,
I'd be no good.
Don't like snakes, mate.
But like he said, it wasn't like, out here that would be like buskering.
Aye.
And they would want a bit of money. He says it's not. It's just like for fun. It's not buskering. They're just like.
They're just showing off at this point.
There's like a python coming up in there.
They're just showing off. Like, look what me Cobra can do.
Aye. Just weird things like that.
No. Not for me. Like, I don't trust animals without eyebrows.
Have you had any sort of weird thoughts that have led to weirder stories?
I don't think... Not like that, no. I normally just sit and I'll go through scenarios in my head that have never happened. So I would just be sat at work zoning out like, if a car crashes through this window and they try and rob us, and I'll go through the scenario of how it plays out. I'll just do random stuff like that. I never think of like, I wonder how long my feet would last in the North Pole without shoes on. Like, I never get that far.
How long do you think? Can't be long.
I'll give them an hour.
I was gonna say it can't be long.
I'll give them an hour. That's only because I'm fast as fuck, boy. So I could probably keep them off the
Keep
ground.
keep the blood pumping. Keep that circulation going before that frostbite set in.
But see, stuff like that I don't understand because they tell you to dig a hole and then sit above the bottom of it. Have you seen that?
No.
So if you ever stuck in the North Pole, right, you have to dig a trench. See, it's only like 6 foot long enough for you to live in. Dig it like 8 foot down, but then dig like a shelf, like 4 foot down, that you can lie in because obviously cold air sits lower than hot air, so all the cold air goes in the bottom of your trench, and then you just lie in the shelf.
Oh, Bear Grylls still there.
I can't remember. It might have been in some David Attenborough thing. I don't know.
Bear Grylls is a boy,
mate. The stuff he does, bear in mind, like he's probably like off camera sitting in 5-star hotels.
I was going to lead on to that. Do you generally believe he does that or not?
I do.
I don't.
I do. But the thing is, I do, but I also think he's too happy.
I think it's filmed all in one day.
Oh, well, I mean, it probably is.
I think he's in and out that same day, so why the fuck would he need to stay in a hotel? In other ones where he sleeps in animal carcasses and that. Do I believe he actually sleeps the whole night in that?
In Star Wars.
No, he sleeps in a fucking camel.
No, that's not a film, that, man.
No, he guts the camel and sleeps in it.
No, he doesn't.
He does?
There's no way.
That's a fucking YouTubing it now.
No way. Bear Grylls sleeps inside a camel.
He sleeps inside of it.
He doesn't.
He fucking does. Have
you seen when he does it with the celebrities?
I've seen some of them. I've seen the one with AJ.
Obama.
I did. I seen the one with AJ as well. What's he called? Bear Grylls.
Well, he
camel.
He ziplined off the Tyne Bridge, didn't he?
Did he?
Aye.
Camel
down to the He doesn't.
And he sleeps in it? For warmth?
He's eating it.
He eats it and then sleeps in it.
He's eating it.
He cuts it all open and sleeps inside of it for warmth? Like, do you believe that he sleeps in that all night? Or do you believe
No, 100% not.
They've got a fucking tent there for him to jump straight in?
No, absolutely not. He does not stay like that.
It's like when you see them, like, pissing snake skins and then fucking...
Can you imagine just eating camel's guts, just like, oh... The thing is, though...
in that scenario, would you?
Yeah, but he's not. He's pretending as if he is.
But how much is he getting paid for it?
That's a good point.
You know, if I said, here, eat that for a tenner, chances are you're going to eat that for a tenner.
That is a good point.
If he says, eat that for a fucking $2,000 or fucking however much I'm pretty sure he's getting $2,000 for it.
Quick tangent, before I forget. There's a film that I want you to watch. Because I know you don't like films, but this one's based on a true story.
Oh, I mean, all in.
Unbroken.
Unbroken.
It's about Italian American citizen. Basically, he's got an Italian speaking family. He lives in America. It's based in like the olden days because obviously, like I say, it's a true story. And he was like a young little tearaway couldn't really do much other than get in the bother. Ends up discovering that he has a real talent for running. Goes in the Olympics. When the Olympics is done, he gets called up for war. He gets his military call up. He ends up as a prisoner of war. This is when they were fighting Japan. And he ends up in a Japanese prisoner of war camp. And the story is basically of his life through the Olympics. I don't want to tell you the whole thing.
As I say, don't tell us much more because I'll not watch it.
I don't want to tell you the whole thing, so I'll not. But obviously,
is it on Netflix or anything, or is it?
It's just been put on Netflix, which is why it's
about 90 minutes long.
No, it's about 200 minutes long.
200 minutes long.
It's about 2.5 hours, I think. But it is worth every minute.
Do you have to watch it, or can you?
It is.
Can you be driving and keep glancing at it?
No, trust us, you will want to watch it.
Is it one of them?
Yeah, it is. It is one of my top 3 favourite films ever.
When did you watch it?
I watched it again 2 days ago.
Oh, is that what reminded you?
And I've seen it 3 times.
Unbroken.
Yeah, Unbroken. It is amazing. Louis Zamperini, shout out, even though he's probably dead by now.
I will.
Really old film.
I'll try and watch it before the next podcast.
Angelina Jolie's the director. I think this was one of her breakthrough.
Is she a director?
Films? Well, she is now.
I thought she was a singer.
Angelina Jolie. She's an actress.
Is she?
Yeah, she was Laura Croft. She did.
Oh yes. No, see, I didn't know that.
She was with Brad Pitt, man.
She was.
I don't know. Well,
did they not get married? Did they not get married and stuff and then divorced 4 times?
They just started getting a plane in Africa and started stealing kids.
Is that not J-Lo? Angelina Jolie?
No.
J-Lo.
No, it's not.
Who's J-Lo? Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez. That's still Jenny from the block. She used to have a little, now she has a lot.
Gobsmacked.
Right, where were we?
Weird Thoughts, I think.
No, Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
Yeah. There is no way that he is that happy all of the time. So he's not that happy in them dark moments because he's just basically going, right, well, if I was stuck out here, then I'm going to have to drink my own piss. And then he just drinks a pint of piss.
But like I said, it depends how much you get paid for it. Because if you said to me, here, there's 20 grand,
right,
drink a pint of your own piss, I'm going, hey, 20 grand, don't have to work for a year, thank you very much.
I'm trying to think of what my number is for that. It's probably a lot less than 20 grand.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to get at here.
Oh, £1,000.
I'm saying 500 quid. 500 quid in my back pocket.
£1,000 I don't throw up. £1,000 and I keep it down. 500 quid and I'm allowed to be sick.
I'm going to get a pint glass, eh? Live on the Shooting Dollar podcast.
You earn too much money.
But, no, I think a lot of it's set up. I think they go with the idea of they know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I think he goes in and goes, right, what we need to get? This bit, this bit, this bit, this bit.
It does have to be set up, really, because if they just followed him around and we're just like, right, we're just going to video you until something happens, we'll be there for days.
Aye. They must scout it out.
They've got to plan stuff.
It's always like rivers and stuff that he's near as well.
Do you think that because obviously there's times where he's in rivers catching these huge snakes. Do you think they release the snakes for him to catch? Or do you think they actually search to find them?
I think that bit's got to be legit, otherwise it'd be too obvious.
What would it though? Could you tell the difference between a wild snake and
I could tell someone's reaction. He wouldn't be like, oh my god, look what we've got to eat tonight. Or sometimes he doesn't eat, does he? He said, well, all we caught was fucking a little shrimp. So we're not really eating well tonight.
Shrimp on the barbie.
But other times he's like, oh my god, look at the size of this fish. I'm eating good tonight.
He did bring the bottle opener though, didn't
he? It's right there.
He did?
Thinks it leaves this room. Doesn't leave the podcast studio. See how I call it a studio? Yeah. So I'm going to start calling it now the studio.
Can't wait to tell Caitlin she lives in the studio.
She doesn't live in this room.
Oh, it's the whole house.
Just when you turn it around, there's just a bed, there's a kitchen. Oh dear. Right. Beg your pardon. I really had to get that out though. that just had to be released. What are we on now?
That's a
Magnet,
a neat little magnet.
isn't it?
Are you a gadget man?
That's a serious question.
Yeah, but proper gadgets. Do you remember what was it called in the was it Men's Humour or something? I'm sure it was Men's something.
Mankind.
Mankind. That was it. Mankind.
I cannot go into Mankind if I've got money in the bank.
No. Thing is, I used to walk in there, like obviously when I was a lot younger, it probably would still be the same now, and I used to look at the people who work there and think, you have the best job ever.
Flying the little helicopters
They'll
and that.
just be flying helicopters around, throwing like, I was gonna call them barracudas there, throwing boomerangs like around the room, like
and the
catching
fly
them
back,
like best thing ever.
The only thing I'll say about that place now, when I go in, I pick up something cool. Oh, well, I think it's cool. I'm like, how fucking much?
Aye, it's really overpriced.
I am buying a fucking mug that says I'm a twat on it, and you want fucking 20 quid for it. I'll pay a £5. That's it. Oh,
Obviously,
no.
you had the Ben.
You put the bottle down. It's not a good sign.
Had the Ben yesterday, right? And I was like, right, your birthday is in a month. It's time to start thinking about what you want for your birthday. What do you want? Oh, I want a drone. I was like, right, well, you don't know how to fly a drone. For one, you don't like, you build up to drone. You don't start at drone. And I was like, well, why don't you get something small? He's like, no, well, I want a drone so then I can start recording videos and stuff. He's like, I'll record your football matches for free. I was like, yeah, but you're not following. He's like, you still need to know how to fly it. I was like, I'm not buying you a drone, because obviously he wants a flash one. I was like, I'm not buying you an expensive drone for you to just either go up and not come back down, or go up high enough for when it comes back down, it doesn't go back up. So I was like, I settled with some middle ground. I was like, I'll buy you one of the helicopters. I was like, I'll buy you a helicopter. If you can fly that round, then we can think about the drone. Doesn't mean you get them on, then we can think about it. But we sort of settled that you need to learn how to fly something before he goes to the top level. You know what I mean? You don't just go to the boss straight away. You have to fight these minions first. So maybe just go helicopter, plane. We'll work our way up. Got expensive taste, that boy. So I told me the deal. What do you want for tea? Oh, steak and chips. It's like,
can't argue with that though.
You better than me. I know that much.
I can't argue with that. Proper food, as to say.
I see this one. I was like, I don't know what I want. He's like, get the same as me. Fair enough.
That's well put.
So both had steak, chips, and peppercorn sauce.
Can't argue with that.
Absolutely banging.
Peppercorn sauce with this tea. Now you're trying to turn us on.
Was hunting around Tesco for age, because obviously being a man, don't like asking people where things are.
Yes.
I walked down the same 2 aisles at least 6 times. At least. Couldn't find it.
I'd have give up me.
Well, if it was for me, I would have went without. But because it was for the Ben, I didn't want to let him down. So I finally...
Plucked up the courage to ask.
Not the courage. I finally plucked up the...
Your ego was bruised, like,
yeah,
is that what we're saying?
I finally plucked up the ego douser. And I see this one, went, oh, where's your peppercorn sauce? And she looked at a shelf that was right next to us. And at this point, I didn't turn around. I just went, fuck's sake. And I turned around and she went, oh, they're not here. I went, I know, been looking for ages. I thought if they were there, I would have felt like such a dick.
I would have prayed and hoped it was there.
Because I was looking for the liquid one, ended up going for the
sachet.
The little sachet. I made me own, you know what I mean?
Here's a one for you, sauce-wise. Just need to remember what it's called. Oh, I do remember what it's called. Now, it's a bit more of a posh sauce of this, I think. You know, I've only ever had it at a certain place with a certain meal.
Right.
I'm probably going to sit and go, oh, what that? I've had it all the time. Hollandaise.
Is that with Eggs Benedict?
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've ever had Eggs Benedict.
Mate. Now, there's a certain supermarket chain in Berkeley that used to have it on the menu, breakfast menu. Me and our lass used to go down every Saturday morning, have breakfast. They took it off the menu. I've never been so disappointed. But the hollandaise sauce, I don't know what else you can have it with. I think you can have it with fish as well. Like it's like a fish type sauce, but it is the nicest thing I've ever had as a breakfast.
Alright.
Little muffin, bacon,
We wouldn't call us that.
bacon, avocado, poached egg, hollandaise sauce. Like, literally just get in my mouth. The best meal I've ever had. And then
It's something that
I went down after lockdown, off the menu.
That's like a breakfast I always look at and think, I would probably like that. But then I think, that's not going to give us that like hearty feeling.
Oh, it does.
Oh, but I just look at it and think it can't.
No, it does though.
You know, like the feeling like a big, dirty, greasy full English gives you.
But this was like fucking £2 cheaper as well.
Oh, well, I'm sold.
£2 cheaper.
I'm tighter than two
To be
quarts
fair,
of
the
paint.
first time I got it, it said something like fucking under fucking however many calories. It was one of the lighter calorie breakfasts. And I thought, at the time, I was on a bit of a health kick. I thought, this was a few years ago. Let's not get it wrong here. But I thought I'd get it and just,
Just try it
it.
out.
I came with this sauce, and I didn't expect the sauce, you see. I thought I'll cut the yolks. The yolk will be the sauce type thing, It'll douse the bacon and get into the muffin, nice bit of yolk. I came in, that's probably not for me, that, like, instantly. But looked at the sauce and I thought, nah, it's not for me.
Even looking at it, I just think, the thing is though, like...
It's like bright, it's like a pissy yellow, it's, like, not pissy,
I just look at it and think...
Yeah, it does, and I just looked at it, I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't realise he came with this.
I must have
I
had
cut
this.
in, and I wouldn't have had it with that at Morrison's.
I must have had it.
And I was like, oh my god, it's possibly the best thing I've ever tasted.
The thing is, if a full English is on the menu, that's what I'm picking.
See, I had the full.
I like trying stuff, but I mean, I'll get a full English and I'll get eggs Benedict.
I tried the
but
full
I wouldn't
English.
sacrifice my full English for something that I've never had.
I didn't really like the full English from Morrison's. I think it's probably what led us there, because it wasn't setting the world on fire. It was like one sausage, 2 bits of bacon, beans.
Tell you where you used to do the best breakfasts, Ikea. Have you ever had an Ikea breakfast?
Who the fuck is going to Ikea in time for fucking breakfast?
I'm not joking, right? I used to have an Ikea family card, right? This was when I was like young.
An Ikea family card? What? I don't even know what one of them are.
Ikea card. You could order it online, right? It would come to you. 99 pence for a full English breakfast.
Shut up. Are they still a thing?
Yeah.
Are they?
I don't know if it's the same price.
Oh.
But I used to go with my ex when I was 16. I used to go with her family. And we used to go on a morning. Like on a weekend, say like you would go on like a Saturday.
Yeah.
Like waltz around Ikea, finish with a breakfast instead of the meatballs because you were early. 99 pence breakfast, mate. And it was like, where have you been?
Aye.
Where have you been? Aye. But I don't know if that's like, I don't know if that was just the price or if the breakfast was actually that good.
The other place where there's a breakfast where it's either 10 out of 10 or 1 out of 10. Toby Carvery.
Yeah, 100%. You're either chewing rubber or you're enjoying it.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
Like I say, the last dinner I had from there was lush. And to be fair, I took my dad for breakfast a few weeks ago, and that was really nice as well. But it is so hit and miss.
It's hit and miss, isn't it? Yeah,
So hit and miss.
You don't know what you're going to get.
It depends how long the food's been there. It depends.
Especially
how
the breakfast,
busy
I
it's
find.
been.
I find the breakfast very,
Aye.
like, either unreal or literally the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But
And it depends if I've got vinegar. Maybe that's another debate we need to have. Do you put vinegar on a full English?
I don't think it's really a debate.
No, it definitely is. I'm not the only one.
We'll put this clip on TikTok and we'll put a vote on it.
Do you put vinegar on a full English breakfast?
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
That's going on TikTok, and I guarantee it says no. Because people are wrong'uns.
I like it.
I know you do, but it's weird. It doesn't make it right.
Why? Why discriminate against us?
Because there's no... When you put vinegar on something, there's no taste to it anymore.
Yeah,
it's vinegar.
vinegar.
It tastes of vinegar. Exactly.
It tastes of vinegar.
So why don't you put vinegar on pizza?
When I was younger, I was guilty of just drinking a little bit of vinegar from the bottle, like. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I did used to drink vinegar from the bottle. Not like a lot, just like a little bit. Just enough to give us a little. Just one of them things.
Anyway. Well, that's the first pint of Foster's doing. That was Harry, actually.
It actually wasn't that bad.
I'm still cold yet.
Check out the tier list to find out where we put Foster's.
Yes. Going live Monday.
Yeah. Oh, that's not out yet. Yeah.
Oh, yes, live Monday. Find out where Foster sits in our beer tier list. Can't remember myself, so I can't even give you a hint.
No, I can't. Yeah. Did you know that apparently that Australians don't actually drink it?
They drink Foster's Gold.
Oh. Well, I heard the drink. Is it 4X?
I don't know.
4.
I just know when my sister was there, she says, "It's Foster's Gold over here." Whatever Foster's Gold is.
I'm not being.
Actually,
I've never been, so I'm not.
Maybe my dad tells us that. So.
Because when I was doing my door knocking job, there was an Australian lad.
I thought that was. I literally thought that was a euphemism for a second. There. I was thinking, what did you? Oh yes, I do remember.
When I was on Tinder Plus.
What's Tinder Plus?
I don't know. I've never bought it yet.
Is that like for the more mature bits?
No, I think you just see who's like you instead.
Oh.
You know, you still got it.
Let's not even go down that. Delete. Nah, that was a joke. That was a joke. In case you're watching.
I see the TikTok. It was like, you know, when they get given like 2 doors as like options. Like, one was like Tinder Plus. He's like, buy it. So he opens the door and it was just like, all the fat chicks that fancy me.
Wasn't Tim the Tapman's fucking video, was
No.
it? Have you seen that one? All the memes that have been made of that.
No.
Have you not seen it?
No.
I'll not bore people with it. I'll tell you after.
Right, okay.
In fact, I might as well tell you. It's a quick story. Basically, he switched from Twitch to YouTube gaming.
I seen he had his first stream or something. Did you?
Yeah, so he switched from. He's now exclusive to YouTube, but he done a video right where it was basically like, this door was the past, this one was the future, and he kept opening it and like showing like past videos of him on Twitch, and then the future of him like on YouTube gaming, blah blah blah. So everyone's basically making a meme out of him now. Every time he opens the door, there's just like, you know, like a meme behind the door.
Oh, right.
I thought when he said that, I didn't realise it was an actual meme. I thought everyone was just memeing Tinder Tapman.
I know that's an actual thing. Right. One of the
Very gassy.
one of the serious questions that I want to ask your opinion on, mate, is who do you think has it easier, men or women?
What, in aspect of life?
Yeah.
Ooh. Easier.
Because there's a lot to take into account here.
Yes, I'm running through my head.
You have to go through the numbers. You have to do the math. Because
I don't want to sound like a sexist pig here and just say fucking women have it easier.
I mean,
In fact, I'm gonna say that.
certain aspects of life, I definitely think they do.
I think women have it easier. Full stop.
I think if you're
The only thing that they really suffer with is fucking childbirth, which is fucking however many hours of your life. Get over it.
yeah, and the thing with childbirth is, right, the big comparison is always childbirth versus a kick in the nuts, right? I do not know one single man who's asked to be kicked in the nuts again.
Fair point. Well put.
I know a
Fair
lot
point,
of
well
women who have chosen to have multiple kids.
Oh, yeah.
So all I can think is, men's is not that
It can't.
bad.
I was gonna say it can't be that bad. Then,
Men's
can
is
it?
not that bad.
No, but if you think about all the other aspects of life, 9 times out of 10 they've got it easier. Once they've had a kid, they get how long off work?
I get paid to stay off and look after it.
Fucking hell.
Him, her.
She, him, what? Shim. Don't discriminate in this
Right,
podcast.
I'll go either way. Men have it easier.
How?
Oh, I need time to think about this.
The pressure's always on men. I know that people are like...
No, the pressure actually is always on men.
Yeah, because people are trying to get away from the stereotype that, oh, men have got to bring the money. But realistically, like you just said, they stay off
Yeah.
with a kid. Who else is going to bring the pounds home?
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree.
And also, like, again, society is trying to move away from this, but you go out for a date.
Yeah.
Like, not saying all women, but I would say most would
Ah.
like you to pay.
The thing is, I have no problem paying
Paying.
for everything on the first date. Absolutely everything.
As long as it's not expected.
But if they expect it,
Fuck you.
I'm like, we're going
Yeah.
Dutch.
Yeah, aye.
And gives you $4.50. Taxi was £9.
Aye.
I give a punt tip.
But it's true.
100%. Thing is though, for me that's not even like, that's more just manners.
That's just life. I think that's just life.
Like
ability.
if I went out with you to somewhere, I wouldn't expect you to pay the full taxi. So why would I expect?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would I like expect a girl to pay, or why should she expect me? By all means, if she offers and says, "Oh, I'll get this one," I'll always go, "No, I've got this."
Yeah.
But
It's the not.
If they expect it, no, that's not for me. That like.
Even I just I just think blokes have got it harder genuinely.
But if I could get away with it, if I was a lass and I had a lad willing to pay for stuff, I'd let them. Just like if I'm a lad and a lass wants to pay for everything, I'd go, alright, fair enough.
Would you?
After the first date, absolutely. If I say
would you?
If I say to a lass on the first date, I go, I'll get this. She goes, no, I will. I go, no, I insist, I will. She goes, no, seriously, I want to do this. I go, alright.
Right, but no, right.
Another round.
But then like the next round comes, and she says, "I'll buy it."
Yeah.
You're letting them pay,
Yep.
and then round, and then round. Are you?
Yep.
Fuck that! I'd feel too embarrassed.
No. If all I can do is offer.
But they're insisting that they're paying. Like, no. Honestly,
Why is that different from us insisting that we're paying?
That's what I mean. Is it the
Exactly.
Like so, you've gone
That's
round.
a double standard, though.
So you've gone round. I don't mind the round for round thing.
Oh yeah, I'll go round for round.
So that's what I'm saying. You buy the first round, second round she goes, no, I insist I get this one. No worries with that. All right, yeah, spot on. Next time she goes, no, like I'll get this one as well. At that point, I'd be like, no, I don't know if that's just me. 'Cause, like I say, I hate the thought.
No, to be fair, I am like that.
It's 3 people out for a pint, and you only have 2 pints, and you're the one that hasn't bought. I would have to make sure I bought the other 2 pints, just so I didn't feel like...
I've done that a few times at the club, where I'm like, where I've had to go, like, well, I'm a pint behind, so I'll just go, there's a tenner, or whatever, get yourselves a pint on me.
Especially, like, it's hard not to try and sound sexist when you're saying it, though.
It is hard, but also, like, I definitely think we're like safer as men than what lasses are. Like if we're out in town, and that there's never ever a thought in my mind thinking I couldn't walk somewhere. Do you know what I mean? So we probably do have that, but that is also like the fault of men, because I think men are just men are ultimately weird.
Is that a
It's not a society thing, it's a
no,
men thing.
No. Is it a society thing? 'Cause even now, I think or maybe it's not, maybe it's just me, but I always think about fucking, I know I've mentioned it in here before, it's like knives, where people think like, wallet, phone, alright, I'm going to town, oh shit, me knife, I need me knife. And every time there's like a little scuffle somewhere where I say, all I think about is someone's going to get stabbed here.
Aye.
And that's
in
so,
big cities,
that's so prominent now in my head. Like you say, if we were down the Hanlon for a pint, I would never think, oh, someone's going to hire a knife out here.
Aye.
But in town, if there was a scuffle, I'd be thinking, fucking hell, someone's going to get shanked up here.
Aye.
And so when you say like you feel like you can't walk there, I think there's certain places where everyone feels like that.
Oh no, don't get us wrong.
That's what you say about girls.
There's definitely certain places where even I wouldn't walk at night. But, like, even the way I walk home at work, I walk down dark paths. And whether that's just because it's my normal route or what, I don't know, but I'll walk down there.
I suppose it's different if you know the
And the
area.
thing is, like,
innit?
even if I went, like, the very back of my mind, the deepest I would ever get to is, worst case scenario, I might have to fight somebody, not...
Get shanked up.
No. I'd rather get shanked than get...
Aye.
You know what I mean? Aye. So that's never really an option for us.
Yeah.
Work life.
But is it?
Like, even like work life, like... See, like, people always talk about, like, the differences between, like, a male and female work life, or, like, the differences in, like, pay and stuff.
I never understand the pay thing.
Thing is, I never understood that until I heard a woman explain it, and it was not long ago that I was listening to it. She's...
It must be like the higher end of places though, because
No,
if you go and get a job at Morrison's,
it's not
you're
that.
getting the same fucking pay.
It's not that. It's the professions that they choose through uni. So I really wish I could remember this woman's name, because she's like a really... I say really hated. She's
Katie Hopkins.
No, it's in America. She's always at the forefront of these, like, debates.
Megan Rapone.
Oh no, I can't stand that cunt. Basically what she said is, like, higher people will come out and say, right, men earn on average 55 grand a year, women on average earn 30 grand a year. That's such a big difference. But that's because the professions that they're choosing are going into things like fashion and design, and they're not as high paying as, like, say, like, builders and, like,
even that though,
labouring jobs.
Like, the amount of women that are like stay-at-home moms.
No, that's always another thing to say as well. I always say, like, men are worth more because women choose the family over the career, whereas men will predominantly choose the career until they have to choose the family. But even when they get a family, the career never really changes. To be fair, that's more so for women, which is at detriment to them, but also not to us, sort of thing. So it is tough. I can see why things like that.
Yeah, I never understand the whole equal pay thing, unless it's like you say, unless it was done on averages.
No,
but
it
even if it is done on averages, like I just said there though, but there's probably more.
There's
women.
nowhere that'll go, oh, you're a woman, you'll earn less than him because he's a man doing the same job.
Yeah.
It's more, they'll just take facts of saying, like, the average woman who graduates from university versus the average man. But it's because they're majoring in different things.
Yeah.
So that's where they get the difference from, which I didn't learn until recently.
So basically, it's a load of shit, is what we're trying to say.
Aye.
Yeah. I bet that. I just thought it was like, like the higher end of things, like, like CEOs of companies or whatever, where, say the CEO of fucking Pretty Little Thing was on X amount, but Boohoo Man was on fucking 10 times more of that. That's kind of what I picked up from it, but that makes more sense that it's on sort of the average.
I'm trying to remember this person's name.
That makes more sense though.
Jordan Peterson. If you don't know who Jordan Peterson is, you should look him up. So he has a... How the fuck do you put these bottles in?
Oh, I stacked them in all sorts of shapes and forms just to get them all in. Hiya! Hiya!
If I shut that door, it's future Martin's problem. It's not current Martin's problem.
So you'll see this
Yeah,
again in about 15 minutes time, what the actual problem is.
Yeah, so basically Jordan Peterson is a very clever man. And he had an interview with a feminist who brought up the equal pay stuff, and his argument against it was so good. He went through, like, loads of different points. You've seen, like, the majority of suicides, all men. The majority of homeless people, men. The majority of people who are incarcerated, men. Like, you went through this, like, big checklist, and she was just sat there, like, alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
This was, like, the top feminist.
I wouldn't do think about that, like, crime-wise as well. About men of women.
Yeah,
and
all
stuff.
gangs and stuff. It's
Right.
predominantly
Men.
all men. And obviously we have loads to do with gangs, so, like, we know loads about it. Is that Jesse Lingard celebration?
I have no idea what it was. I went to do something and I thought I'd better just stick another couple of fingers up in case I end up getting shot, gunned down or something. Yeah,
Speaking of Jesse Lingard, have you seen he's stayed at Man U to try and win his spot back? Because I think on the basis that Daniel James has left, where does he think he's going to fit into that?
I was praying and hoping he would go back to West Ham. I thought it was always going to happen. As soon as Ollie was just like, no, Jesse's staying, he's in his plans at the beginning of the season, then never fucking included him once. I thought, right, he's just holding out for a bit dollar off West Ham, and then that never happened.
Well, that's what I thought he was just holding out for a contract.
Well, I thought he was holding out for an offer.
That's what.
Because Ollie was just like, he's in the plans, and then I've never seen his name even fucking mentioned. And like you said, likes of fucking Dan James are playing, and you can.
That is the best thing ever, by the way. The Leeds fans
Fuck Leeds.
singing, "You ought to do shit to play for Leeds." Was it? Is that what they were singing?
The best part is,
and then he
fucking
signs for them a week later.
2 years ago from Swansea, it was meant to be 5 million, and now they've had to put a fucking 20 in front of it just to try and get him. Fucking 25 million to sign him. Fuck Leeds.
Honestly, I can't stand Leeds. Leeds are in my like top 4 or 5 teams that I can't stand.
See, I'm in that weird position because
you work there.
Because I work there, I hate them.
Right.
I've got to have that banter, and I fucking hate Leeds. Like the one about Bamford not playing for England. I'm like, well, he's shit. Like Mason Greenwood should be playing in front of him.
Bamford is shit.
Like, yeah, Bamford. But then the
Calvert-Lewin should be in front of him.
So that's what I said. I said it goes Kane, Calvert-Lewin, and then there's just kind of ordinary strikers.
Aye.
And nobody can tell me Bamford's ahead of them. Sort of.
Bamford's not
Your
extraordinary.
Bamford, your Wilson, Callum Wilson. I mean, who else is there? Mason Greenwood. If anything, Mason Greenwood should probably be the one because he's young.
Aye.
Who else is there? England's goal scorers.
No, it's not really. It's centre forwards.
Antonio, he's got off to a good start. You can't tell me Antonio hasn't been better than Bamford.
Oh no, he's been better than Bamford. I think he offers more than him.
So why the fuck is Bamford in the squad?
I don't think Bamford should be anywhere near it.
Nah, he shouldn't be. That's what I was trying to get at today. But Leeds, I've kind of got a bit of a soft. Well, I did have a bit of a soft spot for them, and I think now they're just like public enemy number 1. But I think it's just because I'm down there and I've got to put the bravado on that I hate them because I can't be like, oh yeah, Leeds are great, aren't they? Like, nah,
Leeds.
all right, what are you on move? Fucking Callum Wilson's much better than Bamford.
Aye. I'll tell you what, I think it's their fit.
He scores goals.
Scores goals.
He scored goals for England. He's done it before.
Did he?
Scored goals for England. So why isn't he in contention?
He's fitness rate. I don't think he can be.
I bet if he's fit, why not pick him?
If he is fit, yeah, but we suffer.
Would you be club over country or country over club if you were a player?
Over club.
There you go.
Fair enough.
I would always be on that, but I've watched a few Gary Neville bits. That overlap that he's got.
Yeah.
It was the one with Harry Kane actually that he mentions it. He's on about how he was always Man United first, England second, and Harry Kane's the other way. England first because playing for his country is the proudest he's ever been, and club football second. He's like Gary Neville's like that's rare. I'm thinking, is it rare though?
Shouldn't be.
Like for me, if you're playing for England, that's your pinnacle. It doesn't get better than that.
Nah.
It doesn't get better than standing there singing fucking God Save the Queen.
If you look at who you would rather play for, that should be who you hold as importance. So if you classes your first call up for England greater than your first call up for your boyhood club, then England should be your priority.
I always think fucking your country, like you say, represent your country in anything. It could be anything. Should be your proudest. Say even like the non-league players when they play for England C.
Yeah.
It's fucking nothing. They're probably playing for with fucking 2 men and a dog because who knows England C are playing. But I bet they're proud as fucking punch. That's probably one of their proudest moments.
Wait, I went to play for Walbridge Park in a national tournament in Belgium when I was 13 or 14, maybe 14 or 15, and we were classed as like representing England in that tournament because it was against different countries. There was like Sweden, Germany, obviously Belgium, France were there, Italians were there, and they all had like the fans and that there as well. It was amazing, and I was always because we were like classed like representing England. That was like a huge thing, even though obviously we're just like bands.
Yeah.
And obviously in England fashion, we went out to penalty shootout.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you take one?
Yeah.
Right.
Remember how I said that? Remember how I said I don't like take penalties?
Keep your fucking line with your exact words.
Yeah.
You didn't miss the fucking crucial one, did you?
Not the crucial one, no.
Oh, well, that's...
Mate, in fact, I'm gonna write a letter to you UEFA about this, right? Because I was about to take my penalty. I was halfway through the run-up, and the referee stopped us to move the ball closer to the spot. So I basically had 2 run-ups. Once you've had your first run-up, I was like...
Bigger question. Can you remember if you were going to go the same spot?
I think I hit the bar.
But was it in your head were you going the same place? Or did you change?
I can't remember.
Oh. See, they've changed.
What I do remember is there was women's teams there and the Swedish girls.
Yeah.
Helga.
They're notorious.
Helga hold me.
Helga.
But they had massage tents for after each game. You go in, get a little rub down that. I was
13?
Yeah. Wasn't Asian. It was like proper make you better massages, not make you happy massages.
Still seems slightly weird on 13-year-olds.
Well, no, people get a massage. But we'll play like 3 games a day. It's like a 5-day tournament.
Still seems pretty weird on 13-year-olds.
Well, no, it's even weirder.
I bet they weren't fucking DBS checked or anything.
No, I must have been 15 because the drinking age in Belgium's 15 at the time.
Oh, 15 seems more...
No, I was 15.
You're basically a bloke.
Because the drinking age was 15, so that was the first time I ever went to a supermarket to buy alcohol. And that was bizarre. Absolutely bizarre.
Like, I did out like...
how old are you? I was like, 15.
Was it honestly 15 at drinking? I don't know. Fucking hell.
I don't know if it's still the same. I would imagine it is.
It was about 20 years ago, so...
It was, to be fair.
The first ever place I done was when I was in Barcelona.
Barcelona
with a school trip. I thought, fuck it, we're just going to try. So there's a few of us walked in, picked up a pack of San Miguel, went in the fucking boss man, put it down, €10. Fucking ran like fuck down to the beach. Sitting fine, then our school teacher walked fucking past, didn't he?
Oh.
I buried them in the sand, never seen them again. Was too scared to go back in as well. So fucking hell, we got away with that one time, we're not going to get away with it again.
I remember getting drunk on a school trip once. It was when we did, what was it called? Fast track. I did fast track PE, so I did like PE a year before me GCSEs.
Alright, aye.
So, but we went away to a little place in Yorkshire. I can't remember what it was called. It was where we did like rock climbing. We did,
right, yeah, one of them like activity centre type places. Yeah.
We did GCSEs in rock climbing, canoeing, and orienteering, or something like that. But obviously, we're all staying like the same facility, and I don't know where people were getting drink from, but it was just Drink City.
Aye.
With a few of the older girls as well. So, you know.
Did you finger anyone?
I was actually sharing a bed with one, just sleeping on a little cuddle, and the PE teacher walked in, because obviously there was girls' rooms and there was boys' rooms.
Oh no!
And I was in bed in the girls' room, and the teacher walked in, and just like looked around, and was like, "Is everyone okay?" And I think someone grassed us, because I just obviously went straight underneath the blankets, just to hide. Came straight over.
Out now, bigger.
Yeah, come on. I was like, fuck. Came out.
Literally.
Closet.
Reed, another question for you.
Right.
What's your thoughts on, how do I put this? Like accounts, like things that you buy on finance and tick.
Alright. Like Chucky.
Chucky, as we call it in the northeast. God knows what people call it around the country. There's probably loads of names for it.
I don't personally like them because I feel like, in retrospect, whatever. I mean, not right. They do have the pros and cons.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what you're getting. I think if you're getting something that you're getting something out of, like if you get a TV or if you get like appliances and stuff, I feel like that's understandable. But I think with some accounts, for stuff that you get for personal pleasure, like clothes or like loans without any real purpose, I feel like they're the things that people in retrospect will look back and go, I really wish I didn't get this.
That's what I think. I think it should.
I think it's got to benefit you.
The way it's gone now.
I think it has to be like practical rather than like.
The best way I can put it is it's got to be an asset.
Yes, aye.
It's got to be something that's going to hold value.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got.
You normally you have to pay above board, don't you?
Yeah, so
So
you pay
it has to be.
on it.
It has to be worth it.
Yeah, so realistically, it needs to be. I think the only way they can, or they should do it, which they don't, it should be like a car.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to have value to it. So if you owe 10 grand on it and you miss fucking 3 payments or whatever, for example, they can take it off you and that's it paid. That's the.
Are you doing?
It can't be like fucking, I don't know, what, like £800 on clothes. You take all the tags off, wear them once, and then you owe them £800. The fucking clothes have been worn, no tags on. They're worth half what they were.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, it has to be stuff which holds
now
value.
you look at that like Klarna thing where you can buy something on Boohoo for fucking £12 and pay it over 3 months. Like you buy a fucking top for £12. I see you never pay that off. They're never going to get the value of that back.
No.
So then they'll send somebody else to come and take something worth £12.
Aye.
Whereas if it's that I think that's where it's gone wrong. In my opinion, it should be something.
I think
it's got to be things that's got a whole value.
I think that they give it to too many people, as well.
Well,
I think there should be more thorough checks into whether you can actually afford to do it.
And the credit limits. Some of the credit limits, like on one of mine that I've got, that I used a lot when I first bought the house to buy stuff for the house. I haven't really used it since. I'll name it. So that has my credit limit. It's something that I know for a fact. In fact, if I spent that, I couldn't afford.
Aye.
I know I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
My information's right in the database though. But I don't think it takes, because they ask you questions, how much is your mortgage, etc. Blah blah blah.
Like how much
they don't ask you how much do you spend on a normal month.
Aye.
It's just your free money equals that, right? So therefore, you can loan that amount of money.
Yeah. It's normally just like what you earn minus what you pay out in bills.
Uh-huh. Whatever's left.
Oh well, you have this much again. But they don't take into account the fact that you've got to live.
You've got to live, eat, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
So realistically, it should be a third of that.
It's the same with
at a maximum.
It's the same with credit cards.
Credit cards, yeah.
Credit cards. Before we went,
never had one. Luckily.
Before we went to Stallis, I got one, and straight away they said to me, "Right, you can have a credit limit of £2,000." I was like, "I'm the wrong person to give this to."
You shouldn't have told us that. You should have just said you've got a credit card. There you are.
Thankfully, like my credit card now, I think I use it like once a month. I usually just use it to build my credit rating, so I'll use it like Tesco for something. So I've used it for £40 this month, and then I'll just pay that off before the
just to get your credit score up.
Credit limit's due. So I'll just do that each month. It's normally just like 1 day's worth of food shop that I'll put on it, or like if I'm randomly buying like beers from Tesco, I'll just put it on the credit card, and then I'll pay it straight off before the limit's due. But straight away again, right, you spend £2,000 on a credit card, how long is it going to pay you? How long is it going to take you to pay back £2,000?
Uh-huh.
How much like extra income on top of your normal monthly spend do you have to pay off £2,000?
Exactly.
How many people live month to month? If you're living like paycheck to paycheck, that means that you don't leave yourself.
I think most
money.
people do though,
Yeah,
don't
well,
they?
this is
Most
my point.
people do, aye.
So even let's say £1,000, who could look at their wage and go, "Oh, I'll just take £200 off that"? You couldn't just take £200 off your wage.
Yeah.
And then even that's only 5 months. So then you're looking at, well, maybe he's
And
like
interest you're paying on top of it.
Maybe he's like £150 a month in to pay it off. Right, fair enough. That's still 7 8 months. £100 a month.
Even longer, because like I said, the interest will build up.
And this is just for £1,000. You know what I mean? It's gonna end up taking you a year to pay it off.
I think. I see. It's got to be things that hold value. So there's
100%.
even if it's 3/4 of the payment. So I don't know. The newest iPhone, for example. As soon as you get that iPhone, it's going to be obviously depreciate.
Aye.
But it's never going to depreciate so much that you'll not be able to pay
Zero.
sort of at least half, 3/4 of it off.
Yeah.
Unless you smash the screen or something, which then you're a dickhead. But I think like say for a £12 t-shirt at Boohoo to be able to do fucking Klarna for 3 months is absolutely ridiculous.
I just don't think it should be available for
Plus-
stuff like clothes. Or you can do it for like football boots and that.
I think the other thing is with, well, especially with like contactless now, because it's not real. It's not physical money that you're giving someone. You beep. I know I've spoken about this before with the fucking beep 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 beep. But
Aye.
it's a similar sort of thing where, well, it's not that much. It's only fucking £20 out my next pay slip for the next 3 months. Well, I'm not gonna miss 20 quid. Before you know it,
Aye.
you've bought that, you've bought something else, you've bought something else. Next thing you know, it's 80 quid out your next pay slip. And before you know it, it's up to 120 because you bought yourself a nice t-shirt.
This goes back to, I can't remember if it was episode 1 or 2 where we spoke about stuff that you wish you learnt in school.
Yeah.
Finance.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough of that gets taught.
I think it's
And
more
when
the
it does,
past
it
couple of
gets taught
years.
Too late.
I think more the past couple of years though. It's like say since that like Klarna for example has come out where you can buy tops and stuff on it. Like that never used to be the case. You used to be able to like buy a car on half fucking finance, like in like say a new Telly or something. Now it's for like the most stupid stuff you can fucking buy now, pay 12 months later.
Aye.
That's future fucking Callum's problem now.
When we were younger, it was always like Wonga and that, wasn't it?
I Wonga Loans.
Wonga Loans, who used to sponsor Newcastle.
Aye.
It's like Wonga, and there was another one as well, which was the like high brand. I'm sure we remember the L or something. But it was all that sort of
Payday
stuff.
loans, wasn't it?
Just
Payday
payday loans, like lend 200 quid, pay back 250. At the time, you going, oh, sounds like a good deal, that.
Aye.
Lend, you give me 200 quid, and I'll just have to give you £50 back extra.
So.
That's sweet. But then what they don't tell you is like the interest and like
Yeah.
late payment fees, and it just
Adds
keeps.
up.
It obviously there's a reason why these companies make so much money. It's why how they make a living.
Yeah. Like I say, I just don't understand.
I don't agree with it, but again, I think it's down to lack of learning. I think it's if people were taught how to deal with that better, then I don't think they would actually use them.
Yeah.
Because younger me probably would have, whereas now I wouldn't.
See, I used to be bad, not necessarily with them. Cause I've never done something where it's to the point I cannot afford. But we've talked about sort of last podcast we were on about ADHD, or was it 2 podcasts ago? Stuff where it's just like, right, well, I want it.
Like impulse.
Like, I want that now though. Like, I don't want to wait 2 months when the money's paid in my bank. I'll do it now. I'll pay half of it next month, half of it the month after. I'll just do it now.
Mm.
So I'm bad for that. But I'm never like these people like you say that buy loads of stuff and then go, shit, what am I going to do? That's where that's the type of thing that needs because like I say I will use very as an example, right? So that has a credit limit, say £2,000 on it. So for example, you're allowed to spend £2,000 on that. You'll have to spend £2,000 on your credit card. You'll have to spend £2,000 on Klarna. You'll have to spend £2,000 on a Next card. So you've got £6,000 spent there, but your credit limit's £2,000 on all of them. It should be. It should all be tied in.
And then they'll get somebody who comes along and goes, "Oh, we can consolidate these all into one big thing." So you did owe 6, which was going to cost you 12. Now you only owe 8, but we want to pay back sooner. So that.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know. I
think there should be more protection for, especially because obviously it's not aimed at rich people. These places which offer credit, it's not offered at people. It's never ever. You'll never be offered something which you can afford. It's always targeted at people who can't afford it to sort of go, look, you can get this for this. You can still get this for this weekend. Just pay us back later, man. Just go on.
Get yourself a nice dress for fucking Saturday night.
Go on, man. Get yourself Wonga. There's £200 for Saturday. Just give us £250 next week when you can afford it. But you can never afford it. That's the problem.
I think even the way the world's going, they can't manage payments and stuff. I'm the worst. I am the worst.
Have you seen the newest?
It's gonna be up to £60 or something now as well, isn't it?
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say. Is this the contactless? It's already up to 45, isn't it?
It's 45. I'm sure I've seen somewhere. It was on Twitter, so God knows I'm sure it is. But I seen somewhere it was going up to £60.
I still don't know what stops me just taking your card and going.
Well, we went to Wetherspoons before the podcast.
Aye.
I give you my card. I came out and there was 2 pints there.
You went for a piss, came back, 2 pints, paid for.
Yeah. So what's the difference between me losing my wallet?
What was it? 2 what? How much was the pint?
£2.91.
What was it? Well,
£2.19. Sorry, was it
£2.19? £2.19 a pint. That means I can get what, 30 pints before your bank guns. Excuse me, something wrong.
Aye.
Champion. Happy Friday.
Fucking that exactly. It is though, isn't it? I think it's a scary world we live in, like I say, because there's no sense of. But if I had £20 in my hand, right, and had to, I don't know, put a bet on, for example, I would never put £20 bet on anything. If I'm in the boozer with the lads and had £20 on it, I might put a fiver of it on because I've got the money in my hand. I know how much that money's worth.
Aye.
If I'm on Sky Bet with lads in the booze and they go, "Oh fucking that horse is running off like that, it's fucking 40
£20 on.
£20 straight on, without even thinking about it. £20 on.
Which is why I don't bet on it anymore.
Because there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of. What's the word I'm looking for? To me head. Like, worth to it, I suppose.
Well, there's not, because it's like.
It's not real money.
It's not
it's
real
a number.
It's like game credits.
It's a number.
It's just £20 on the screen.
Yeah.
You're not getting the physical of handing over, which is why obviously
£20 note. You go fuck.
Obviously, like where I work, I get it all the time. I get people coming and I'll load £200 onto the machine, and I've got to go. You sure? I go, alright, that's fine. The load £200 come back. 10 minutes later, it's all gone. I go, another £200, mate. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, right.
Fucking hell.
So, I'm not allowed to say no, unless if they're pissed, or if they're like raging and like showing real signs of distress. If they're just dead calm, just be like, no, just put it on. I'm like, right, fine, mate. As long as you know what you're doing, that's fine. So it's not for me to say that you
fall out with the missus, gone down the bookies, ended up spending every little penny they've got.
Because it's not for me to say what people can afford or not.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
So you could come in with trainers and your holes in, be a millionaire. Or you could come in dressed in a suit and have fuck all. And I'm not
trainers with your holes in.
Trainers do have holes in?
Trainers with your holes in.
Come in with your trainers and what did I say?
Trainers with your holes in.
Aye, come in with trainers with your holes in. Why the fuck's that tickled you?
Because I picked up on it straight away.
I still don't know what I said.
No, I think to round that off, I think it's fucking bollocks. It needs better managed across the whole like all of everyone's.
That's a government thing. That though. That's not it.
All your accounts should be like managed. So, say you made like I'll be allowed $2,000 a year in sort of credit type thing, because I can afford.
Like to your name.
My name says £100 of my wages,
But to be fair,
or £1,000. Say
most of them do background checks to see if. Well, no, sorry.
If you get a loan,
off your credit rating,
if you get a loan or something, yeah. But if you sign up to fucking Berry or an Argos card or a Next account or something like that, you can literally sign up, put in, I pay this amount, done. So you get £2,000. So that month you could spend fucking $10,000. It should be $2,000 across the board, and every time you fucking go on a website, it says, right, you've got. For the year, you've got £500 left or whatever, because we know you can afford £100 a month. So far, you're paying £60, so it will allow you to pay X amount more, and then that should be it. It shouldn't be a case of, well, you got £2,000 on Berry, £2,000 on this, before you know it, you're having a fucking clue what you're doing.
Aye. Well, my mentality of that is, don't give us the option. Because if I've got the option to spend it, I'll probably spend it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very sensible topic for us to talk about as well.
It really was.
I know, Jesus.
It really was.
Anyway, I'm going to move on to Tel's Fact or False.
Right, well, I feel like we should end with your Fact or False.
I'm going to end with it.
I think we should end with your Fact or Falses. Because I want to mix it up. We're not doing Would You Rathers. I've got written down, are you smarter than a 10-year-old, but it's not really. It's probably right. It's are you smarter than a 5th grader?
What the fuck's a 5th grader?
How old are people in 5th grade? Straight away, I've typed in how old is Hasbulla.
I wonder how old Hasbulla is.
Well, that's very obvious.
I'm sure he's like 19.
That's the wrong Hasbulla.
How old is he? It is
18.
I thought he was 18, 19.
Hasbulla Magomedov. No, not Magomedov. Oh no, it is Magomedov.
Magomedov,
Right. How old is a 5th grader? 9 to 10. Oh no, 10 to 11. So you
I'm probably going to lose then.
should get these.
Should get them, he says.
To be fair, when I was looking at these, I actually thought they were really hard, so I chose the easy ones on purpose. I chose the easy ones.
Right. Yeah, I see the easy ones. Were the answers in front of you when you thought they were easy?
Yeah. But also, the answers were in front of us when I thought they were hard. So, right. Number 1, right, started off really easy. Nice and light, nice and breezy. In 1879, who invented the light bulb? You must know this.
I don't know what I want to say, I know it's wrong.
Who did you want to say?
I want to say Newton, but I know that's not right.
Might be.
It's not right. No, it's not. He was the one that gravity, because the apple fell off the tree beside Newton. Light bulb was him. I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I do know, it's really nice. I know I am, but I can't tell you
his first name, you're probably going to get it.
Go on then.
Thomas.
Edward.
Edison. Thomas Edison. I knew it was Ed something. Right. How many days are there in a leap year?
366.
Well done.
Yes!
He's got it wrong.
Shut up.
No.
I was trying to say no. 365, 366.
Oh, it is that. I thought leap year had one. Oh no, because February has an extra day, isn't it?
Extra day, yeah.
Right. If you're 10 and your brother's twice your age, how old is your brother when you're 40?
50.
Well done. You didn't see 80.
I nearly did. I very nearly did. I thought there's a catch to this.
Right. If 5 alligators can eat 5 fish in 3 minutes, how long will it take 18 alligators to eat 18 fish? So 5 alligators can eat 5 fish in 3 minutes. How long will it take 18 alligators to eat 18 fish?
So there's 5 fish,
Yeah.
5 alligators, 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to take 3 minutes.
It is. That was very good. Right. The blue house has blue bricks. A yellow house has yellow bricks. What is a greenhouse made out of?
It's going to be glass, isn't it?
Well done, mate. You are smarter than a 5th grader.
You see, you put us on my toes with the first few questions.
Well, I did tell you I would build you up
If
to
that
it.
greenhouse question was first, I definitely would have said just green. But then I realised the theme of this was trying to trip us up.
Can I just say, right? Your dad has just shared a status. Just put all your photos in. Just had a can of Pepsi smashed over me head. Luckily, it was a soft drink.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that sounds about right. Fuck's sake.
And that is the end of it. You are indeed smarter than a 5th grader. We'll find out next week if you're smarter than a 6th grader. We're going to move up the ranks.
Move up until like it gets to honest degree, and then I get like a little hat there. Like,
Tell you what, mate. If you can get the honors degree with every question right, I will get you a hat and a scroll.
and a what?
A scroll?
Oh, screw it.
Not a squirrel. Oh, yeah, a squirrel.
Right. So this week on Tell Fact or False, we're going down the.
I've got a new bottle first.
We're going down a certain theme. It's a little raunchy theme. It's a little sex theme.
Do you need a bottle?
Yes, sir. So yeah, it's a bit more of a sexual theme.
Sorry to interrupt. We haven't even spoke about Ronaldo return to the Prem.
We'll finish off with that.
Right, we'll finish off with
Because
that.
I'm in the flow of this, and I need to make sure I read it in this order.
Right.
So, question number uno. Fact or false? The record for a female orgasm is 254 of them in 1 hour.
That's 4 in a little bit a minute. That's a lot. You're not beating us this time, it's false.
It's true, it's false. The record is 134.
I was gonna
Which
say
is still fucking impressive.
134 in an hour. Yeah, even
Must
that.
be several minutes.
It's like 2.12 or something a minute.
It's got to be several men, surely.
No, that'll be one of them people with like the orgasm sickness, man.
I didn't look into it that much, if I'm perfectly honest.
Google orgasm sickness.
No, thank you. No, this one. I'm just going to read this one out. I'm not even going to fucking say anything to it. Fat men last longer in bed.
False.
True.
No way.
It's true. A study by Boston University shows that fat men last longer in bed.
Do you know why? Because all I can do is lie still. If you just lie perfectly still, you can last forever. But if you have to give it some,
You've just answered your own question. You should have thought about the answer.
I should have thought about that. Well, no, because I thought the fitter you are, the more stamina you get.
Ah, but it still doesn't. If you're hitting that spot thing,
Ah, that's true.
you can have all the stamina you like in the world. If you're hitting it right, sometimes you know.
That one.
Fucking gobsmacks.
I know what it looks like when you don't turn around.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Fact or false? The nose swells during intercourse as well as the genitals.
Well, I know that the genitals definitely do. The nose. I'm trying to think of like where your blood would go. Surely false.
Is that your answer? Oh, bit of bass to that one.
Yes.
You're going for false.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely false.
Yeah.
You got it wrong.
What?
It's true. Your nose swells as you have an intercourse.
Yours might.
Not mine. Google says.
Well, no, if Google says, then yours does.
Next question, anyway.
It's 2-1 in favour of you.
This one is so close, but anyway. The average penis in the world is measured at 6.1 inches.
False.
You saying false?
Yeah, it's smaller.
I hate to tell you.
No, it's not the average, like 5.1 or something, 5.3 or something.
Go smart that you hit the nose on the head there. It's 5.1.
Yes.
It's 5.1 inches for the average fucking world penis
Yeah.
size. Unless you live in Ecuador, then you're fucking in for a treat. Now 2-2.
Nose swelling and down there.
We're going for the last one. So this would be to square the series up. We didn't do it last week, so I'm currently 2-1 up. It's going down to this last question. Yes. Yeah, because I got you with fucking kombucha.
Oh, yeah, you did, yeah.
So, don't, because I'll start laughing. So the final question to get you fucking leveled up on terms.
Yeah.
On average, a married couple only has sex 8 times a year.
On average. See, this is my problem with these type of questions. This isn't just whether it's true or false. This is just what they're admitting to. Eight times a year. If you're married.
That's not even once a month.
True.
False.
Fucking
Shoo!
you double bluffers. Oh, fucking shit. Only once a month.
I don't have the actual stat. Just I do really. 16 times.
Twice a month?
Twice a month, on average.
Yes, I'm ahead a quarter.
Are you married, like?
I stopped in February.
Hi. 16 times up,
I'm
apparently.
joking, it was March.
What are we in now? September. We're in August. The 31st. Anyway.
You stop out on me.
To finish the podcast. Shoo!
Return of Ronaldo.
Buzzing.
How excited are you?
Buzzing.
Because I am over the moon.
Do you know what it is?
Even the fact that his first game back is against Newcastle.
That doesn't bother us anymore.
That's what I mean. I'm excited to see him.
I'm
actually pleased.
I don't think
his
he'll play.
first game back. No, he will. He'll play last 20.
He'll play last 20.
He'll play last 20.
Let's go, Harry.
Yeah. They'll only be 3-0 up, and then he'll come on and score Harry.
I'll be honest with you. I'd have been a little happier if he'd signed for the other side of Manchester.
I wouldn't have liked to seen him in a City strip though.
Oh, no, man. Him, Grealish, Bernardo Silva,
In terms of playing,
Foden, Grealish, Ronaldo up front. Tell me that wouldn't turn you on.
no, it would. But to be fair,
And it's probably because I don't like Man United that much.
all of Man U's midfield and attack bar Fred.
But doesn't it?
You got
It still doesn't like excite us.
Rashford,
Rashford's
Ronaldo,
pulling.
Greenwood.
Greenwood's had a good start.
Then in behind, you're just gonna have Pogba, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes, who where's he at these days?
I mean, to be fair, if you play them five, then That's it. Then you got defence.
To be fair, you
So you've
got.
got 5 attackers.
What is what? Man United should be under pressure this year, you know. When you look at their team, 50 million Wan-Bissaka, 40 million Varane, 80 million Maguire, 30 million a few years ago, 30 million years ago Shaw, which would what be 60, 70 now? 50 million Fred.
Did you not see that it was posted on Twitter? It was like, in this year, I can't remember what year it was. It was the year that Hull went down when Harry Maguire was there. It was like in the year that Hull went down when Harry Maguire played for Hull. Varane was World Cup winner. Ronaldo was league winner. And there was somebody else. And then the post was like, and now this is their captain. And it was just him just sitting on a unicorn.
To be fair, Harry Maguire is solid now. Like, you know what you're getting with him.
Much better now. Much
You know
better
what you're
now.
getting.
I've always
When
thought
he
shite.
first went to United, I think there was too much pressure on him. I think the
Yeah, it was the same as
80 million.
what happened with Phil Jones when he was decent at Blackburn.
He's just shit, though, isn't he?
No, he is shite, but at Blackburn he was class.
Yeah, because he's
And
a
then he went
big
to Man
fish in a
United.
small pond.
But then he went to Man United.
And then when it's a
But
small
he went to Man
fish-
United with a big price tag.
Yeah, big
And
fish
it
in a big
just,
pond.
It just, I think that must have got him.
When he, like, I know I've just went through there.
It's
Back
happened
four
to a
there.
lot of better players than him.
When you think about the money they spent, I've just been thinking past that there. How much did they pay for Bruno Fernandes? 40 million?
40.
80 million Pogba.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rashford they're getting for that. Sancho was 80 million.
More.
Was he?
Yeah, was he not 120?
No. I thought. No. It was 80 million, I think. Then you've got, because Grealish is the highest paid player, English player for 100. Yeah, granted they've brought a couple through, but you look at that team and the amount of money they spend. How people going about Man City? How are they not under
85 million euros.
So
Aye.
yeah. So, but they've got to be under pressure to perform this year. Ollie must be right under pressure from the board. He's got to be.
Oh,
The
100%.
money they've spent. I mean, the gear wasn't cheap at the same time. But you know what I always think about?
What's that?
Kepa, 70 million.
He's not a 70 million goalkeeper.
Kepa, 70. Whoever done that
If
recruitment
he's
he's
70
got
million, I'm 15.
in nets.
Aye. Oh. I'm 35 outfield. Right, so you got Sancho, 76 million. Varane, 36 million. Ronaldo, 13 million.
But
Insane.
they're going to be paying the rest of what he's worth in wages, though, aren't they?
Oh, aye. He's 500 grand a week, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah. Van der Beek, 35 million. Doesn't play.
Doesn't even get in the team, something like in the squad.
Tellez, 13.
Doesn't play.
Smalling, 13. Doesn't play because he's at Roma. Maguire, 78. Bissaka, 49.
50 million. How is he not under pressure? He's got to be under pressure to perform this year. He's got to win a trophy this year.
Well, you would think so. They haven't won a trophy since, was it 2016 or something?
Fuck knows. Not when Ollie's been there. So it'll probably been Louis Van Gaal.
I think it was. I think it was a cup, wasn't it?
Got to be a cup, aye. They spent too much money not to win. Simple as that.
I don't see a team with Ronaldo in it that doesn't step up. That's what I'm thinking.
Thing is, if you fucking
See what he's done for Portugal, man.
No, man.
Yesterday, or the day before, 2 days ago they were 1-0 down. He scored a goal in the 91st minute and the 95th minute
Think about it though.
after missing a penalty.
You play Ronaldo through the middle, right? It gets to 70 minutes or something. You know he's not in the game. You turn on the bench, you've got Edison Cavani there, another world class striker.
He is. I think he's.
They've
I think
they've
Cavani
probably got the best squad.
is massively underrated.
They've got probably the best squad in that league.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
They need to be under more pressure to do something this year. Really do.
But the fact that they're not is probably
Because of previous years. That's the only
well, no,
reason.
but it's probably better as well because you get teams which either like you hit this target or people start getting sold and managers gone.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the fact that Ollie's been given time. I don't mind that. There was that big thing, wasn't it? It was, like Ollie's driving the bus, or Ollie's at the wheel.
Saying how good does it feel.
And then it was like Ollie's crashed the bus when they were doing shite, and then now again they look fucking mint.
Thing is, that the only problem they've got is going to be scoring goals.
Aye.
But how can you? How? That's got to be a coaching thing, if you ask me, because if everyone's playing sort of a defensive tactic against them in training, you've got to be doing something to eliminate that.
Do you know, mate? That's why they're getting paid big bucks and they're start drinking Amstel.
Fair point. I have had a few Amstels in us by this time. Nah, I can't wait to see him back in the Premier League though.
Honestly, I can't wait. I honestly can't wait.
How many goals do you reckon? Premier League. Just Premier League.
Premier League, I think probably only 13.
I was about to say 12.
I don't think it'll be astronomical. I think it'll be
probably 12 in his first fucking game against Newcastle.
I would say about 12, 13. I would estimate anywhere between 12 to 15. If I was going to hedge me bets. But you don't not play somebody who's on 500 grand a week. So he's going to start.
He's going to play.
He's going to
He's
start.
going to have to play. It's Ronaldo, for fuck's sake, man.
Not only is he going to play, he's going to have to start.
Yeah.
And who's going to drag him off?
The only person that realistically you can say is Cavani. Yeah. Cavani's another world-class proven centre forward.
For me, the only way Ollie gets around dragging somebody off who is capable of like that at any given minute is by saying, we need to save you for the next game, or we need to save you for a cup game or the Champions League or whatever. Like,
or he's having a rotter and he brings Cavani on.
Aye, but mate,
the thing is, if you take Ronaldo off for Mason Greenwood, or you take Ronaldo off for Marcus Rashford,
yeah,
it's kind of like, well, what the? You might as well put me on.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well just put. It's Pat Ollie. Go and get stripped, young'un. Get yourself on.
Super sub.
Aye.
He wouldn't put me ahead of Rashford. I'm the reason the kids are going hungry.
And on that note, thank you for watching episode 5.
Well done.
Of the Surely Belter podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe. And we'll catch you on Monday with a tier list of the favourite beers.
Yes.
So make sure you tune into that also. Peace and love.
Peace out.